Going to call in the Port of Dover, the ferry companies, and say, right, we can't have this again. So therefore, there will be mandated capacity limits, which will be carefully worked out by the port, by the ferry companies, so that they know that they can cope.
For now, the queues have eased. The Port of Dover confirming all backlog was cleared by midnight. The port says part of the problem has been caused by more rigorous passport checks post-Brexit. But the Home Secretary Suella Braverman said delays are not down to Brexit, suggesting high volumes of coach bookings and bad weather were more of a factor. Ferry companies P&O and DFDS have also confirmed there are no queues at the port's entrance and said border controls are free-flowing. But the Easter weekend is just a few days away, and people preparing to travel across the Channel will wonder if this is how their holiday will begin. Louisa Pilbeam, BBC News.
Much more on all those stories on the BBC website. Also download the BBC News app for the very latest. We'll be here throughout the day. We'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.
To see it again when I thought I would never do anything again, for me, feels like the right thing to do. Trying to think about what those few years would be like with my family and my young kids. To say it was difficult is an extreme understatement.
Don't miss the adrenaline-pumping action of the UFC live on Shaw Direct pay-per-view.
Ecojustice is clean air. Ecojustice is thriving nature and bold climate action. Ecojustice is Canada's largest environmental law charity. For more than 30 years, our lawyers have gone to court to defend the only planet we call home. Our scientists and policy experts help shape better laws, ones that actually protect people and the environment. All this is possible because we're 100% funded by people like you. Find out more at ecojustice.ca.
Things today, right?
A lot of black people think they cannot go to the water for surfing, and they can do it. Everybody can surf it. Everybody can do it. Everybody can surf.
Inspiring travel on the BBC.
What can be done to increase diversity in the industry?
I think people have to get out of their box. People have, a box of, oh, I hired these people. Expand your horizons and look for other people beside your normal clique of people. Because I think the worst thing and the worst offenses have been when you have people of color and you have nobody in the trailer that they represent. It's not right. It's not fair. And every actor who sits in the chair should have an opportunity to have an artist who can do their skin tone, that can do their hair texture. And there's no excuse for us as hairstylists and makeup artists in 2023 for us not to be able to do that.
I mean, I also think in those higher level decision-making rooms, there needs to be more people of color.
Oh, definitely.
There. And then thankfully women like us, I mean, I always have, you know, assistants of color or, you know, because it's almost like a each one teach one, you know.
It is.
Yeah.
We have to take our hand and literally we have to pull people up.
Exactly.
Yes.
Live from London, this is BBC News. I'm Ben Thompson. These are the headlines. Russia's Wagner mercenary group claims its units now control the embattled Ukrainian city of Bakhmut, while Kyiv insists its forces still hold it. Russian officials say they've detained a woman after a pro-Kremlin blogger was killed in Sunday's bomb blast at a cafe in St. Petersburg. From centre-left to centre-right, Finland's Conservative leader Petteri Orpo wins a nail-biting three-way election race, defeating Prime Minister Sanna Marin. Schools in England face further closures as the UK's largest teaching union rejects the government's pay offer and calls further strikes. And questions are asked after a weekend of long delays at the port of Dover. UK authorities apologise and say there'll be a review of plans ahead of the Easter weekend. Hello, welcome along to BBC News, and let's return to that breaking news we brought you in the last hour. Schools in England will face fresh strikes this spring after members of the National Education Union rejected the government's pay offer. Well, teachers have been gathering for the union's annual conference in Harrogate, where pay and workload are among the issues being discussed. Ministers say the pay offer is fair and reasonable. Well, let's get the latest now with our UK education editor, Branwen Jeffries, who is at that conference in Harrogate.